Hi, Amy. We're very happy to have you today. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm just wondering for like the first question, obviously, can you like just say your recent project you've been working on and introduce yourself, what you do at WaterFirst, etc.
For sure. So my name is Amy Gopal. I'm the Director of Development and Communications for WaterFirst. What does that mean? Basically, we have a team that helps raise more funds and awareness for the work that we do. So I get to work with a great bunch of people at the organization. So our efforts are really in terms of connecting with donors and supporters, sharing stories about the work that we do. That's kind of the department that I work in. WaterFirst is a nonprofit organization as well. So we're a charitable organization that collaborates with Indigenous communities to address drinking water and environmental water challenges. And we do that through education, training, and meaningful collaboration.
And our second question is maybe slightly a bit derivative of the first, but we'd like to know if you had to summarize WaterFirst's mission in a few sentences, how would you summarize the organization?
Okay, so maybe I already did that. Our vision is to partner with any Indigenous community that sees value in our programming. And really, our programming is focused at education and technical skills training, and it's to support communities to address water challenges, to build capacity to manage water resources independently and for the long term.
Okay, thank you. We're also wondering what made you specifically motivated to pursue this line of work.
I've been in the nonprofit world for over 20, maybe more years. So I started as a summer student at a nonprofit when I was in university. And I think it was just a great experience to actually work for an organization. And it really changed kind of the whole trajectory of where I thought I would see my career. So I've been in fundraising and in communications for over 20 years. I joined WaterFirst about 5.5 years ago. I'm very, motivated by the work that we do. I've seen the stories, I've met some of the participants, and so I just find it to be really meaningful work to be involved in.
That's awesome. I think we also feel the same way as a youth organization because obviously this is our type of volunteering work, so we are very passionate about what we do as well. And our next question, bit of a longer one, because we saw that large parts of WaterFirst's work has to do with education, and we were wondering why that was the focus. So perhaps you could explain how your work, specifically in fundraising, coordinating events, and marketing, contributes to the goal of raising awareness, and especially in education sectors.
So the organization, we focus on educational equity in the field of water science. And so there's much more work to be done to support Indigenous youth and young adults, both in terms of education and employment. Our work really focuses on building capacity for communities. And so we do this through supporting individuals and communities to kind of obtain the skills needed to meet their unique goals, whatever they happen to be in the space of water. So we support that in fundraising and communications by identifying where is the gap in our funding. So where do we need more resources to be able to better respond to community needs, whether that's adapting our programs, scaling our programs, just building upon the work that we're doing. And we also share the stories about the work that we're doing. So fundraising and communications is really an important part of any nonprofit. I'm sure you guys also have so much kind of your team that's focused on doing that work as well. And so I think it's integral for any nonprofit, and it is at WaterFirst as well.
Okay, thank you. You mentioned a lot of these fundraisers and events to connect with donors. We're also wondering, like, what's a highlight or favorite memory of yours on this sort of project that you worked on?
I mean, so I always think, I'm pretty lucky. I have the opportunity to connect with people that are passionate and care and want to support a nonprofit organization. So in and of itself, I have had so many interactions with supporters. I get to meet you too today. So that's always a highlight for me, is to actually find out why supporters or why champions care. Like, why are they interested in supporting our work? Personally, I also had the opportunity to attend a graduation ceremony for one of our drinking water internships. So it's a program that supports young Indigenous adults to become water operators. And it's a 15-month internship program. And so the graduation ceremony was last fall. I had the opportunity to attend. And so it's great to be able to actually meet the participants in our programs and to see kind of just the community and their family pride and support in what they've achieved. So that was definitely a highlight for me. But I just think, you know, we've had a lot of opportunities to connect with groups that fundraise on our behalf. So I've got to meet a lot of different people from across the country that support our work.
And we were also wondering, what advice would you have for youth-led nonprofits like us who are passionate about the environment in terms of fundraising and, say, utilizing resources?
I think the first thing that you just said around passion, I think that kind of energy and passion comes through. And so I think that is what draws resources to any organization. So that would draw funding, would draw interest, supporters, followers online. So I think that's really important, is to be able to show that. And I think also, like, stories are really important. Like, they help you showcase why the work that you're doing has an impact. And so I think having being really clear about the stories that you tell, and then there's a duty of care involved there in terms of how you represent the communities you work with, the partners you have, the participants that might be there. So it's a balance, right? It's a balance of trying to highlight what the need is, but doing it in a way that's very genuine and supportive of the communities you work with. And then I'd say fundraising is a skill. So just like there's any other skill you're trying to develop, fundraising would be the same. And so there's a lot of learning resources out there to gain skills, to gain experience. And I think that is valuable. Any nonprofit you would want to work in, and for any work that your nonprofit would want to do.
Okay, thank you. Honestly, those were all of our questions.
Okay.
Do you have any last comments for the viewers or like anyone in general?
Yeah. I mean, I want to say thank you. We really appreciate the donation from the foundation. It means a lot. And I know that you supported our environmental water program, which is so wonderful. And I just want to, you know, say thank you, but also to encourage anyone to find that cause or that group or that, you know, nonprofit that you care a lot about, and to see how you can get involved. And that'd be it.
Okay, thank you so much for talking with us today and
Yeah.
sharing your wonderful insights.
No,
Anya,
thank you.
great. Anya, do you have anything to add?
It was wonderful hearing from you. And I love your personality so much. It's so warm and bubbly.
Oh, thank you. I think it's pretty cool. I was surfing your website a little bit and a chance to kind of learn about your organization. You can see there's so many people involved. And I think, you know, like you said, I mean, that passion and that excitement, I hope that carries forward with all the projects that you're working on. I think getting to work in the nonprofit space is a career sometimes people don't think about, and there's just, it's so meaningful. The work is great to be a part of. So it's exciting that you're starting from where you are, and you know, who knows what you'll be doing tomorrow. Hopefully it's in the nonprofit space.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's nice meeting you both.
Nice meeting you as well. Thank you
Nice
for
meeting
coming.
you too.